We're gonna bleach the sink just for not a bleach. That's okay, there's enough. I will be putting all the chicken, all the meat inside the sink to let it drain. So the last thing I need is for whatever kind of critter inside the sink contaminate the meat. Alright, Scrub Daddy, love it. Alright, so we got some chickens from Costco, we got 6 in total. Start by taking them out of the packaging. So make sure you got a sharp knife. I love this knife for processing chickens. It is a Japanese knife. The style is called a deba. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it, D-E-B-A. Pass it along the steel, get it nice and sharp. The single bevel of this knife really allows you to get wicked sharp edge on it. It is carbon steel, so like with all carbon steel knives, you gotta make sure that you take care of it. Make sure it's oiled up after you wash it. Don't leave water on it, don't leave it in a wet spot because it will rust. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, just get some fine sandpaper, you can sand it off. But as far as maintaining a sharp knife, managing that rust will make your life a lot easier. So the amount of chickens that I have here are 6. What I'm going to do with them, I'm going to first obviously take them out of their individual packaging, break them up into wings, quarters, breasts, and backs. The backs and the skin, what I do is I will put them into a pot, fill it up with water, and make broth. I use that broth to add additional nutrients into Lana's food. We've got a straight heart right here, we're going to collect that. The broth will add extra nutrients to her diet, right? And the back is just, I mean, it's just very little protein from percentage wise. The back provide very little protein in comparison to the amount of bone and fat that they have, so I just discard it. Well, I don't discard it, I use it for the broth where you're going to extract protein, vitamins, minerals. I don't know about vitamins, but definitely minerals. I don't know how true this is, but if you add vinegar, such as apple cider vinegar, to a broth, you help extract some of the minerals out of it. Now, if somebody's aware of that, or have done a study about it, it will be an interesting read. Come on. So as far as removing the skin, I don't bother taking it off from the wings. Because it is a pain in the ass to take off. So just keep it in there. Some liver. heart, probably. Gizzards, liver, liver, hearts, liver, gizzard, heart. Alright, so now I'm going to take the skin off. Get a pot for that. Liver. And so by removing the skin, you're effectively removing a lot of the fat. And generally you want to keep your dog's diet lower in fat, as from what I understand it's mainly just a concern for obesity, you know, having a dog that's overweight. Right, so fat is more dense calorie wise, let's say protein or carbohydrate. And if you're of the belief of having dogs follow, you know, their ancient diets of the past, you know, how canids, you know, dogs, wolves like that have evolved. So generally they would only have access to primarily lean protein. You know, deer, buffalo, all that wild game, birds, rabbits, you know, everything's all lean. And they would get some carbohydrates, you know, by foraging, for example, for berries, or from eating the contents of the stomachs of the animals that they killed. And so that kind of logic makes sense to me. That's why I feed her, at least mostly, a raw diet. I do use kibble because at the moment meat is expensive, although I do want to provide her with the best food possible. I feel like by going at least half, 3/4, because you know each serving is approximately 32 ounces. That's 2 pounds of food per day. Right, that's just for one meal, and do about 2.25 scoops of kibble. So that gives us an idea of what Lana eats. And so, you know, she loves this stuff. Stray wing here. And she loves the stuff. She does really well on it. It's been very easy to manage her weight as a result. Alright, so now we're going to take care of the quarters. Snap leg. Snap close to the carcass. Now that we've got our legs, our quarters, wings, and skin off, we're kind of getting the backs off. Trim some of this fat off. Whoops. Butchered that one. Boneless pork loin. Very lean, cheap. Costco, $2.19 a pound, 8.46 pounds. Let's drain this guy. So this actually reminds me of a dead snake that I've seen once in Florida. This thing was absolutely massive. At least 10 feet long. It looked like somebody had caught it, took the skin off, and just left it there. I mean, this thing at its thickest point is probably like the thickness of that pot. Alright, so with the pork, I'm gonna go thin slices. She does tend to swallow it, even big chunks. Plus, this will make measuring. I'm gonna cut it in half, make it more manageable. And so, when I'm weighing out her food, try not to be too precise. It's between 31 and 33 ounces. Fine by me. At the end of the week, at the end of the month, it all adds up to the same thing. Save some time here. Anybody got all day for this stuff? Alright, so we got a scale here, a bowl from my last dog. Now we're going to start weighing the meat out. Since the pork we already know is 8.46 pounds, there's no need to weigh it. But we need to know the weight of the meat and the bone so that we can figure out the rest of the percentages for example, for fruits, vegetables, organ meat. I do not have anything else to put it in. This will do. I have 512 ounces of meat. This does not include the liver. And so I had previously done math, and to make 21 meals, I needed X number of total weight for meat, bones, organ meat, fruits and vegetables. Liver, vegetables, and fruit mix. Lana does not like to eat just straight liver, and I want her to eat liver, so this is how I'm doing it. Pumpkin, 15 ounces. I'm sure there's a less messy way of doing this, but I'm not aware of it. So that's how I'm doing it. Alright, so I got some chicken broth that I can use in case it bogs down. Berries. And frozen vegetable medley, which includes broccoli, cauliflower, carrots. So in terms of total vegetables, vegetable ounces, vegetable and fruit ounces, we need, for the vegetables, 48.4, and for the fruit, 12.1. Now, you're probably thinking, since you did the math without the broth, without the broth and the water, I just do a half cup for all the bags, and then whatever's left over, I just divvy it up. So. We're gonna start adding the sauce. The cool thing about the sauce is that it takes up air inside the bag, so if you've got however many weeks of food, it won't go bad as quickly because of that. Alright, this is not a clean job. You know, this kind of smells like peanut butter. There ain't no peanut butter in here. "19 meals.